Yo, what's going on, guys? Gonna be showing you how to actually carry on Soraka support for the best runes possible. You're gonna want to take Area with Mana Flow, Transcendent, Scorch, secondary runes, Bone Plating, and Revitalize. We're gonna walk up and try to auto attack then Q. They're not making it easy. Generally, autoing then Q is best. That way you set it up to where you can't really miss it. Nice, nice, nice. Every time you land a Q, it'll speed you up and heal yourself. That's why we're not gonna need to back here. We're also getting some nice mana flow. The autos to put pressure on them to land the Q. These guys are kind of out in the open here. Nice, nice. That's a triple Q. I'm not going to let Warwick take this for free. I'm going to make him use this smite. Drop that down. And I think he got stolen from him. I don't know what happened there. Trying to body block as much as I can. That's a double Q, double slow. And I think we're going to kill them all here. Beautiful. I'm gonna flash Q this into auto. That's a double right there. It's all about weaving in as many autos as you can. I really wish LeBlanc would have went in for that last auto attack. We definitely would have had it. Died to Vladimir, not ideal. I knew we could get the kill. At least we got his ignite. All right, first item rush. You're looking to get as much of Moonstone Renewal as possible. Another option is to get a refill. On your first back, you're usually looking to grab a refill potion. Every time you use your heal, it costs you HP. So having refill makes that really nice. Since we already have double potion, we don't want to sell that. 2 potions is super, super valuable. That's 300 HP versus the meager. I guess it's 250, considering a charge for 105 holds up 2 charges. I guess that's the same amount of health. So it's basically 250 health versus 300. Might as well keep the 2 potions. Moonstone Renewal is really good. Every time you hit the enemies, it heals your ally and it increases your heals. She's low on health. I'm going to get a ward down in this. I'm not going to let them take that. I was actually trying to mainly queue the wave there to take control of the wave. Oh, wow. Sona really wanted that. I regret my decision to ward the bush now. We're going to drop Q immediately since she started her auto attack animation. When you have some kind of pressure on them, whether they're trying to last hit or hit you, that's when you want to Q. That's why I usually auto attack then Q like I did there, because it forces a reaction out of them, and that reaction is what allows your Q to land. If you just walk up to throw out raw Qs, they rarely land. She's going to go up for this minion. We're going to drop the Q, hit her with an auto, back up. We are also chugging a potion. Whenever you hit half health or lower is generally when you want to use a potion, or if you're fighting to the death. I'm going to act like I'm going in for Seraphine. Okay, just hit her with an auto because she didn't react. I wanted to act like I was going for Seraphine and then Q the Sona. Just like that. We get the speed up. We can heal Samira here. She's got her Conqueror up, so she's really, really strong. Sona Seraphine's a really annoying combo. They're going to struggle in all-ins to the death, so that's pretty much what happened there. Soraka can play with any style of AD carry. She can play with Dravens. She can play with Samira's, Ashe, Sivers. She can even play with AP carries like Fygar or Syndra. I guess, yeah, I'd rather just back. I don't want to stay for a plate. We're sitting on such a big gold lead. Samira got 2 kills. Might as well spend that. No reason to die and throw away shutdown golds potentially. And we're going to look to grab a refill at this point, and we'll keep building into our Moonstone Renewer. Pick up boots, that, and a control ward. Yeah, the main thing on Soraka, auto attack them to pressure, then you Q. It's really that simple. If you have another source of pressure like them last hitting or them going to hit you or your ally, you can Q. A lot of times if you walk towards one of them, the other one will try to back them up, and then you can Q them for free because they're not expecting it since you're facing the other person, even though your cursor's hovered. They wouldn't know that. You don't use your E very often. It's mainly in all-in fights or after you land your Q if it's going to be an all-in. Your E's such a long cooldown that if you put it on cooldown for something not that important, it puts you in a bad spot where they can force all-ins against you or you can get ganked. So there's that to think about. Oh, Samira just ruined that minion. Just trying to set it up for her. I'll probably just try not to touch the minions. A lot of the time, depending on how they're collapsing, you putting an auto attack on a minion can help. Always go for the W max first on Soraka support. Soraka top, Soraka mid, you're going to max Q first. Q once again, it's a damage and a slow, and it heals you and speeds you up. Your W heals an ally. And if you land your Q, and then W, it also speeds up and heals your ally. So in a perfect world, you land a Q on an enemy before you heal your ally to maximize its effects, because your W is pretty expensive in terms of mana, and it also uses 10% of your max HP, which is quite a lot. Setting up the back line for her. She only missed one of them. That's cool. Don't know where Warwick is. We kind of need a ward right there if we're going to play this far up against these guys. I'll look for that right now. Yeah, it's control worded. Just stay alive on Soraka is the main thing. That's why we took barrier. You can take barrier or exhaust on her. You only take kill if your AD carry wants to take exhaust. We should definitely fight for this. So we get our silence down. Ideally, we would have slowed them first, but my Q was on cooldown. Go ahead and pop a refill. We're not going to give them that control word unless Warwick showed up to push us off of it. That'd be unlikely since they don't really have the tools to hold us still. We can zone her off of minions. It's not really close enough to even get XP from these. I'm waiting for the wave to crash so we don't take cannon minion. I'm going to go ahead and pop my other refill. We want to be as healthy as possible. I think Warwick's still near top side. She's missing out on a little bit of XP. Get her with a raw auto. Decide to throw out a raw Q since she's trying to last hit. Makes it a lot easier to land things. By keeping this constant pressure on, since we landed Q, we're going to heal her now. And you see how it heals her extra and speeds her up? Because it applies your Q rejuvenation effect. If you hit an enemy recently with your Q, then your W will apply it to your ally. We get an auto on the turret, drop a Q. These guys are so low. Samira could go all in and just delete them. Go ahead and shove the wave. Q the back line and try to get some of the minions lower than others so it's easier for her to last hit. I'm surprised she's kind of going in there. I don't know why she did that. She should have just shoved the wave. She really wanted to defend that control word. It wouldn't have mattered though because they would have missed so much CS for it. I'm going to land a Q, then heal her. Oof. Soraka has really long auto attack flow where I would like to land a Q first. I'll just go ahead and drop the hill. Where you can auto them and run away, and it's really easy to get away from the turret range. Warwick's going to get movement speed bonus into us. Yeah, this is kind of dangerous. I need my R to heal. Try to position to where Samira's in front of me since we're so low and speeding up Warwick. He just got Herald. I really wish Samira was being more aggressive with these guys because I know we could kill them. Can't afford Moonstone Renewer. Probably just wait in base for it. For your boots on Soraka, you're usually looking to get Swifties or Lucidities. Everything else is garbage. The only time you'd go Plated or Merc Treads is if their team's full AD or full AP. Plated still caps for the armor against a full physical damage team. Things like Zeds and Garens and Ashe. Merc Treads against magic damage teams like mages type champs. All right, let's get the Lucidities and then we'll build into our Moonstone Renewer. If these fights were much scrappier and I knew we needed the extra healing, I would go for Moonstone Renewer. We are hard winning these fights to where I'd rather have the extra mobility to where I don't risk dying to a gank, and that way I can also move around the map a little bit. Like right here, I can heal up LeBlanc and then just run back bot. Samira can solo freeze it right now because they're behind, and she also has some life still. She should force an all-in here. Even if she takes a bad trade, she'll literally win it from me healing her. I don't think she's gonna do it though. She should, but she's not going to. Warwick's coming. We dropped the QE. We actually ended up missing the Q. We used our R to heal her. Gonna hit this guy with an auto, slow him down. Warwick's really trying to set something up here. Got him with a slow. Gonna hit him with a QE. We even got the snare off there. We're gonna have so much damage dealt this game. Oh my god! Alright, that's so much healing. Vladimir's taking damage from his ignite. Down he goes. This is battle Soraka, trying to get in as much damage as you can. You don't have to cut it nearly as close as I am. Just make sure you are getting auto attacks in, because your auto attacks have nearly as much range as your Q, and your autos are what set it up. Because you pressure them. If you're autoing them for free, they either take it and run away, losing the trade, or they turn on you. And the second they turn on you, boom, you smack them with a Q, it speeds you up, and you get healed. And then it turns your W into basically a double heal, because your teammates get the extra healing from the Q and the movement speed bonus as well. Can't stress that enough. A lot of players don't realize that actually landing the Q turns your heal into a giga heal. And now that we have Moonstone Renewer, every single time we hit the enemies with a basic attack and auto attack, these days in the items they just call it attack, which is confusing. So it says if you hit them with an attack or an ability in combat, it restores health to your most wounded nearby ally champion. So now whenever you're hitting the enemies, it's going to be giving loads and loads of extra healing. We did abandon the Samira a little bit. She was playing ridiculously safe though, and we weren't really going to be able to get kills. I'll try to match her as she gets back to lane. Oof, that was unfortunate. We should also get oracles. Once your support item, you've gotten enough gold on it, you'll get wards. Once you have your 3 wards, you should really just have oracles at that point. I need to get out of here. I'm in a pinch situation. Looking for an R. I don't think I need an R for this, unless Warwick uses his. Yeah, he's a goofball. She needs to go in. This is free. She got so much healing from Moonstone Renewer there. Look at that healing. It's ridiculous. Oh, I'm dead. 100%. I wasn't paying attention to the enemies rotating on the minimap. I was paying attention to the Vladimir on top side. I didn't realize the bot side had rotated into us. That's a huge mistake you need to avoid on Soraka. It can be good to be aggressive if it can be done so safely. Ultimately, you have to stay alive because one heal completely changes team fights. Okay, we're going to pick up oracles, pick up double control word, and we're never going to die. Once you have Moonstone Renewer, you're really at full power spike. With the current meta of League of Legends, with every single champion having, for the most part, a consistent form of self-healing, second item 90% of the time you want 𝗕𝘂𝘀𝗶𝗃. If they don't have any form of real self-healing, then you can go for Redemption second item. But for example, they have Vladimir healing, Sona healing, Seraphine healing, Warwick self-healing, and Maokai self-healing off of Maokai passive. So this game 𝗕𝘂𝘀𝗃𝗃 would make a lot of sense. Now we're going to get out some defensive wards. We don't have any allies up on the map to really help us, so we have to always have an ally in front of us. Otherwise it's too dangerous. They have their R's and whatnot. Play this slow, step up. Oof. This Warwick is being ridiculously aggro. I have all my wards in the same spots only because we don't have any map pressure. It's making it really hard for me to push out. Threw out a max range tipper Q. Could wait for my allies to come. No one's rotating though. I'd rather just push him out. Alright. Warwick should die if Kane takes the wall. Yeah, he has to burn his R. That's good. That's really, really solid. I'm going to go drop a word down real quick. Go ahead and just drop a control word in there while I'm at it. We'll max our Q second for the big boy hills. I know we can dive this because they're... Oof. Kane. I got down a huge AoE silence. I'm going to R for the Kane, and he's still going to die. Just no one's going in. We need someone to frontline. Samir is really afraid of stepping up. That was a very defensive E I threw out. I thought they were going to be able to all in the LeBlanc, but they clearly weren't able to there. I'm waiting to heal Samir till I land a Q. I guess since I'm full health, it's whatever. I'm not really losing out on much HP. Trying to run her down. I wasn't in range to auto, so we go in for the raw Q there. We'll use sweeper, see if we can find anything. I don't want a Maokai teleport play on us. Finally, Samir goes in. Holy crap. But she goes in when I'm not really there. Got the heal on LeBlanc. Got the heal on Samira. And now these guys are back to pretty much full HP because our heals are ridiculous at this point. This is when Soraka wins pretty much all of her games. If you do want to play Soraka support, I would highly recommend banning Veigar. Veigar is really tough for her to deal with since his burst comes in all at once. It's hard for her to actually heal her teammates. A heal is not really preemptive. It's more reactionary. And you can't react to your teammate dying in less than a half a second. There's no time to actually heal them. Or at least not consistently. Time to go for 𝗕𝘂𝘀𝗶𝗲𝗀. This item's going to give ridiculous value. I'm going to go ahead and hold on to the refill. Refill gives really, really good value on Soraka. Rather have refill than just a single amp tome at the moment since we don't have enough for the full Bandle Glass Mirror. Such a bad name for an item. I feel like if a non-complete item is 2 words, it's too much. They gotta keep it simple. I guess pretty much everything is 2 words though. Forbidden Idol, Negatron Cloak, Kindling Gem, everything. I wasn't paying attention if I needed to press R or not. We need to get our E down on that. We canceled Warwick R. I need to get closer. Kane's coming in finally. And we are all pretty much full HP here. Then we drop the E. He's already CC'd. It's a free E. It silences him, and at the end it snares. And we're all full HP. That's the beauty of Soraka. If you can land your Qs, you self-heal yourself. It turns your Ws into ridiculous steroid heals. She's an absolutely amazing champion to defensively carry. It's not going to be a flashy Master Yi style carry, but in fights like those, if you position to where you're not the first person they get on, you should be able to win the vast majority of fights with her. That's the secret sauce. Never be the first person the enemy's engaged on. I gotta pull back. I'm up a little far. Go play around Samira here. Probably didn't need to R. Kind of wanted the assist though. Got Warwick in the silence. Healed the Samira. She's full health. And that's GG's, honestly. There's no coming back after that. There's no coming back from this type of deficit. The only way they can win is if I just start face tanking them. They don't have the proper CC to deal with Samira if she win walls. Either the Seraphine or the Sona R. Vladimir can't CC them. Warwick CC'd is generally delayed, and if he opens up with R on her, I can just silence him immediately. Soraka's a pretty good counter versus Warwick. I'm going to pull back a little bit. I don't want him to get the deep flank on me, so I'm going to stand off here to the side as he walks through here. I got the slow on him, then I go in for the silence. I kind of need to keep pressing in here. I might have to flash the wall. Nope, we don't have to. Got down the silence. Samira needs to stay in range for me to heal her. Look at those heals. That's so balanced. Holy moly. Always had a teammate in front of us there. I was getting ready to flash too. I had my finger on it. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little Soraka support commentary guide on how to actually carry on her. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My name is KingStix. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Looking at damage dealt to enemy champions, we had done more damage than either our Gwen or our Kayn. Our damage was pretty much tied with Warwick. It was higher than Seraphine's. It was higher than Sona's. We were one of the highest damage dealers in the game. Very nice for a Soraka. Actually not that uncommon if you're playing her right, since she can do so much poke damage during lane phase. For Aerie, it did a whopping 746 damage, and it shielded for a bonus 471. Mana flow, we maxed it out, and total mana restored 173. Transcendent said second refunded, 0 seconds. I feel like this run's bugged sometimes, and it just lies. Scorch total bonus damage was 381. Bone plating block 237 damage. Really not that much, probably because we were taking straight pokes in lane and not all in, so they were only hitting a single 1 out of 3 plates during its roughly 3-second duration. Revitalized bonus healing 1642 and shielding 155. All in all, Soraka support still an awesome champion to defensively carry on. I highly recommend her for beginner support players.